Iran's strike on a U.S. military base in Qatar today follows the largest operation ever carried out by United States B-2 stealth bombers, according to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The mission on Saturday night saw 7 B-2 bombers fly 18 hours from the Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri to Iranian airspace. It targeted 3 key Iranian nuclear facilities and then returned safely back to the U.S. Sunday. But what goes into carrying out a mission on America's most expensive stealth bomber? Retired U.S. Air Force Lieutenant General Mark Weatherington joins me now. He has flown the B-2 bomber and commanded the Joint Global Strike Operations Center in the Air Force. Lieutenant General, thank you for being here. So why would Iran target the U.S. base in Qatar?
Well, Meg, the question on my mind right now, was this a deliberate and measured response by Iran? Or does that truly reflect their capacity and capability to synchronize a response given 10 days of Israeli assault?
So we know that several of the B-2s flew west in a visible way for the world, and then those 7 flew east in a more discreet way for the attack. How difficult is it to carry off something like that?
Well, Meg, I think it was a fantastic deception operation and a fantastic operations security effort by the entire department. Nobody knew this was going on. Everybody was focused west. And to be able to pull that off in that time frame was truly a remarkable achievement.
The U.S. said that fighter jets helped clear the airspace ahead of the B-2 bombers. How do you coordinate with other U.S. personnel in this type of operation?
There's an entire rehearsal and planning effort that's gone on with this target in particular. But there'll be forces that are intended to be used in this operation to protect the aircraft, to provide electronic attack, to do all sorts of missions to help this overall effort be successful. They're coming from different places, and they all join up in the theater. They'll be talking to a command and control node and coordinating their efforts. And those efforts have been synchronized for many years.
What are the biggest challenges for a pilot who has to fly that 18 hours?
Fatigue is a huge challenge, Meg. These crews took off just after midnight, and they've got 18 hours to get into the target area. 3 or 4 air refuelings on the way, which can be demanding as well. And then they're in the target area, and now they turn around and head home, and they've got 15 hours and another 3 or 4 air refuelings to go. They're going to be tired.
They're going to be tired, but how do they maintain their focus? That is a long stretch.
So the crews actually can share some duties. There's enough room to get up and move around and stretch out, and so they'll have one taking a nap and getting a little bit more rest during low times in the mission. And then in demanding periods, such as air refueling or in the target area, they'll both be in the seats and conducting that mission with the utmost skill and professionalism.
How do you actually go about targeting sites like Fordow and the other nuclear sites?
Well, there's been a large effort with this site in particular to do analysis, not just by the crews themselves. This has been targeting organizations such as the Defense Threat Reduction Agency that looks at weapons of mass destruction, the Joint Warfare Analysis Center. They're doing precise targeting, engineering work, physics work to truly understand this target, because we're pairing an exceptional platform and an exquisite weapon, because it's the only thing that can do this job.
Thank you so much for your perspective. Appreciate it.